Okay, back again with some more horror stuff. This is from the same episode, but a lot of it wasn't used. But I just wanted to explore the different sounds. Once again, trying to do that retro type of horror sound. Friday the 13th. A lot of the 80s stuff, slasher stuff. So I would say the modern horror score is more textural, more dissonant, Ligeti, Penderecki, that kind of Chelsea. So a lot of clusters and sounds like that. Whereas the old 80s horror was more atonal in similar to Schoenberg and things like that. Or it's more sort of traditional orchestration, but a more dissonant sound. Whereas the newer stuff is more extended techniques. So anyway, this is drawing more from the retro style. So let's check out the track and then we'll talk about it. Starts off with this kind of dissonant chord between all the strings, just strings. So with this harp and the delay, I'm trying to mimic that Friday the 13th type thing, which we come in with later. So I'm kind of hinting towards that. So that repeats a few times. Here the piano comes in with the bass. So I think a lot of the old horror scores doubled piano with low strings. I'm using the Spitfire Hall piano just because I think that has like a big sound. It blends well with the orchestra because it's recorded in the hall. So here's where I bring in more of the modern kind of stuff with this. The Olaf Arnold's Evo grid. And just to talk about this, I have some whispers here. This is the Freya library, I believe, or Storm Choir, actually. So we have some of that with the delay on it. So I think whenever you use voice in horror scores, it adds a lot because it gives you that human element. So more of this comes in. Here's where the brass enters. We'll bring in a different color here. So I'm using the muted horns here, cinematic studio brass. Fix. This doesn't seem that smooth, but that's okay. When everything's together, it's fine. So that's this Oliver. Nice kind of eerie stuff. Brass again. I love the cinematic studio brass. It has a lot of bite to it. So, we should listen to that. Nice sound. So in this second section, bringing that ostinato in the melodic percussion, celeste. It's actually the celeste and the Glock. So that's the Glock, and then we have. Notice we're in 5/2, 5/8, and then a larger 5/4 feel. So low strings and piano doubled again. Here's where we start to gain some momentum. Okay, I want to really talk about this part because I think it's kind of was a cool combination that I came up with. But so for this low stuff, I have the bass staccatos. So we're still in 5/4. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that on top of that, though, I have some very light timpani. So there's a lot of subtlety here. So we have these. And then over that, we'll talk more about the strings, but we have these voices. This is an important element. So that's a cool, actually, I don't think that's the arc. Wait, let me see what this is. Oh yeah, this is the chorus sustain sound, which is great. There's really no other choir samples that have that. So it's really eerie because it's kind of very in the background. It's just a different type of choir sound. So let's talk about the melodic percussion. We have the celeste, the Glock, but then we have the bells here, the chimes. So it's pretty dissonant. It's parallel augmented fourths. So that's fun. All right, so let's listen to the strings here because we have that we talked about the low strings, but we have this cello line that's kind of pushing it. It's taking over from what the viola was doing here. Let's show you that line. It changes key. Kind of a cool atonal line. Alright, so let's talk about this. That melody in the low basses and brass. But I want to talk about, so that line that was in the low strings is now taken over by the violins. We have this augmented fourth thing. So I'm just using the CSS on this stuff. I did have it doubled with the with Spitfire, actually there is one Spitfire, the chamber doubling. So I got that one in there too. I'm gonna hear those together. Okay, I also wanted to talk about this cascading thing that's happening in the high strings. What I mean by that. I'll show you just that. It's kind of an interesting thing that's going. You don't really notice it, but it's a nice texture that's happening over the top, which is this. And actually I have the winds doubling this. Not doubling, it's actually doing some different harmony. Forget what it was now, but I think it's producing all 12 notes of the scale because I'm using the 12-tone technique. So yeah, together they sound interesting. And that continues actually through to the end. Oops. So yeah, the bells add a lot here. With the voice too. So then we get to this more bombastic kind of end part. So I want to talk about something here that you may not hear at first, but it's definitely adding a lot. It's this. So it's these sandblock samples. I think it's part of the Cinesamples percussion stuff. But I distorted it and did some filtering and echo. So you don't notice it at first, but adding a nice texture. Also want to talk about the horns here. Get these muted bass trombone and trombones. So that adds a nice quality to everything. Timpani, of course. So that celeste there. Voices. Then I bring in the solo cello here for some intimacy. I have the harp too, doing this. With the delay on it. Don't be afraid to use effects on orchestral samples. It adds a lot. It's always a kind of interesting thing. This tam tam here. What is it doing? True Strike, that's a classic. It's really roomy, the True Strike samples, which is cool. It's kind of yeah, so that's that. Anyway, if you have any questions about it, let me know, but just wanted to go over that one. I'm going to mix it more, work on the mix more. I could do a video on mixing too, but I think it's pretty close to being done. Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.